Hey everyone. Happy Saturday night. I haven't done a Saturday live. I don't think ever. I think this is my first one. Um, but it worked for me tonight. I know some of you had messaged me and asked for me to do a weekend live, so I had time tonight, so I figured I would do it tonight. This is going to be a live what sold. So we're going to go over like my top sales, which I typically do on Poshmark and I guess eBay. I incorporated it. An update on the RealReal and kind of what my strategies have been this past month on Poshmark. To date, this was my highest month reselling ever, ever. Um, so I've been reselling for about 3.5 years, going on 4, and March of this year was my highest grossing month to ever exist. Hi everyone who's coming in the chat. If you could just if like your name on YouTube isn't your name, can you just tell me who you are so I know who I'm addressing when I'm talking to people on here? Because sometimes I don't recognize people by their usernames. Also, Nix. I don't know if you guys wear Nix, but Nix is having a warehouse sale, and I'm sitting here as I was waiting to go live, just scrolling through their website and picking things. Okay, let's see. Hello. Oh, hi, just how are you? What luck. I wanted to watch YouTube video and I'm just in time for a live stream. Yay! So glad you were able to make it. Hello, Kathy. How are you? I haven't talked to you in about a week or two. Maybe about a week. How you doing? Ciro, is that how you say that? Ciro? Chiro? How do you say that? I'll make sure I'm saying it correctly. So yay, very excited. Oh, hi Kim. Sorry, I just glazed right past that. So I'm gonna do this the same way as I did last time, where I kind of put up a little PowerPoint slide and we kind of walked through it together so you can see me and I'm showing you the items and you're kind of getting a good rundown of what it is that sold for me. And I'm definitely gonna share with you guys what it is that I'm doing on Poshmark. I know that there's lots of chatter about the algorithm and all these different things. And I definitely have been a part of the chatter as well because I was struggling a bit in January and February, and I had to really adjust a lot of my methods to kind of match what I think Poshmark wants from their sellers. And we can talk about that, obviously. And I can only share what's been working for me. So, and what I sell may be different than what you sell, but we can obviously have conversations about that. Hey, Bridget, how are you? 0. Okay. I'm exhausted taking a night off from listing. Good idea. I listed earlier today so that I didn't have to do anything tonight but this. And I sat on the couch for about 4 or 5 hours, which never happens, and binge watched. Have you guys watched Swap Shop, I think is the name of it on Netflix? It's really cute. It's like American Pickers, and Matt and I have been sitting on the couch watching that basically all day. My Poshmark sales are about 1/3 of what they normally are. Yeah, Samantha. So I hear this across the board with a lot of people, and I definitely felt that in February and in January. I wouldn't say they were 1/3. I was close to what I was making, but I was like just off the mark a little bit. But it's definitely been a little slower. But I think there's some things that we can do to kind of help ourselves in this situation. If you want to go down this route, or you're just happy where you are. I mean, you don't have to go crazy with it. Hey, Cindy. Um, I know it's like a pain point for everyone. But people are feeling it on eBay too, because eBay's changing. I don't want to say they're changing the direction because that's not the right way to say it. But they're definitely focusing on a certain clientele. They want a lot of repeat buyers coming in. They kind of want to push that mid-tier luxury mark, and I kind of feel like Poshmark and a lot of these platforms are probably going to be going in this direction because they think of like retention and their bottom line. I mean, they're a business, right? So they're going to do what's best for them. Investors are involved. There's a lot. There's a lot of components to all this. But so yeah, like I said in the beginning, if you are just hopping in now, March was my highest grossing month. So I'll show you that. I didn't show you guys as we go through. I didn't show you my net sales because I have to adjust my expenses. So my net sales are off. So I didn't bother including it. So you can see my gross And I have no problem sharing that with everyone because I'm pretty transparent on here. Let's see what people are saying here in the chat. Feel free, guys, to have conversations in the chat while we're going through all this. I love when you guys contribute to the conversation. So Kathy is saying that her sales are the same as February, but I spent a lot more time relisting and offering. Yeah, I think there's some validity to that. So we'll talk about that when I go through my what sold. Trish is saying my sales for April have been great so far. My sales in February and March weren't great, but I also put reselling on the back burner those months. And that definitely plays a part in it all. I think what you put in to it definitely plays a part. But life happens sometimes, and reselling has to take a back seat. And listen, I'm the first one to say that that's okay because I've taken a back seat to a lot of things over the last couple of years, YouTube being one of them. But it is what it is. You find the time and the space to do it all. There's something else that I saw here. I don't know where it went. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, let's start with the what sold. I'm going to add my little PowerPoint here to the stream so you can still see my face, but you can also see what sold. So when I do what sold, I don't do the traditional what sold that some other people do here on YouTube. I kind of take a compilation of sales and share my my finds that I feel like I want to share with the community that might be helpful for the community, share a little backstory on different things, why I picked things up. I had done a live stream about 2.5, almost 3 weeks ago, which was the first part of March, right? Yeah, the first part of March. And this is the end of March, my brain. So these are the sales of the last 2.5 weeks or so. So we're going to start off with the bang because I was really excited to make this sale. I'd mentioned this previously in the last live stream, I think it was, that I'm really trying to be more confident in selling luxury goods myself. And it's definitely a learning curve because I'm so used to sending things into the RealReal, but I think there's certain pieces that I can just sell myself and make that profit myself. So I'm trying to give myself the confidence to do that. And the first thing is these Louis Vuitton monogrammed embossed leather flat sandals. I paid $70 for these, so I definitely paid up. I am very transparent with my cost of goods. I paid up for these. I paid $70. I sold them for $300. I was very happy with that. I actually got this was an offer. So the gentleman sent me an offer for I think $250, and I had sent him a message and I said, "Hey, would you be willing to meet me at $300?" Because the $250 was just a little lower than what I wanted. I was aiming for like the $375, like in that range. $375 would have been great, but I would have been happy with $300 and up. And he said yes. So I sold these. They were listed for 2 days. 2 days, and they sold. So that was a great flip. Next is a brand that I have mentioned many, many times. These were listed for less than 24 hours. They are the Flio El Toro bounce leggings. So Flio makes shorts, so I've talked about many times before, and they're very well known in the powerlifting, bodybuilding realm. And they have like intricate patterns on them typically, or like fun patterns, whether it be pineapples or skulls or American flags, whatever it is. But they also make leggings, and these sold for full asking price of $50. I paid $10. I was very happy with that. That is a great sale, and they sold in less than 24 hours. So definitely be on the lookout for Fleo. It's spelled just the way you see up here, Fleo, and it's either on a patch, and the writing is in, it's a black patch, and the writing is in white. That's usually what you see on the short. And on the leggings, it will be on the bottom calf portion of the leg, and it's typically in like a silver box. So that's what that would look like on there. And yes, I think the color played a big part in these selling because this lime green neon trend is kind of in right now. So I definitely think that the title helped push these a little bit. I just listed a pair of the same type, the El Toro bounce leggings, but in black. So I'm curious how quickly those will sell. I just listed them tonight. I feel like they're probably going to sit a little bit longer. So we're going to test that out and see. What's the logo on that? The legging. It's just the name is the logo. Fleo. That's it. And on the legging, it's just silver in like a box. Oh, this is wrong. This I never changed the title on this one. It says Coach Pebble Leather Prairie Satchel, and that's incorrect. This is a Patricia Nash handbag, and I wanted to keep this so bad. I wanted this bag, but I have no purpose for it. I will never wear it. I just really liked it. I probably would wear it once, and then I would never wear it again. I think I had this listed around 125. I accepted an offer of $72 and I paid 10. Patricia Nash is a great brand. If you don't know it, sorry, typo on my part. I thought I looked over everything, but clearly I didn't. But Patricia Nash boots or shoes in general and Patricia Nash handbags. Great, great quality, great brand to be on the lookout for. Definitely has a following. Next up, if you listen to the latest episode of Thrifters Villa, then you know that I talked about this coat right at the end because I received an offer for it as I was recording the episode. And this is the Anthropologie coat that I found, I want to say about 2 months ago, maybe less than that, maybe about a month and a half ago. This coat is a rare coat that is one of I like a coveted Anthropologie piece. It is a beautiful coat. I was kind of sad to let it go. I have no purpose of keeping it. It's not my size. I had this listed really high. I had it listed, I think at 525 or 500 in that range. Maybe it was 400. I really don't remember, but it was in that price point. And I priced it high because that's what I saw comps for. But this coat did have a little bit of wear on the leather portions of it. The clasps had a little bit of wear. There was a little bit of wear on the fur. So I got this offer of $200 and I really went back and forth on it. I really contemplated countering and sending a message. And then I just sat there and I thought about it. Like I really sat and like talked it through. And I paid 10. Like that was my average cost of goods. The piece itself was 20, but in that haul, my average cost of goods was $10. Am I really going to turn down a $200 offer when things have been kind of a roller coaster ride when it comes to selling online? It seemed kind of foolish. So could I've gotten more money? Absolutely. Was I happy to make a $200 sale to add to my March numbers? Yes, I was thrilled. The woman accepted the woman accepted the order today and gave me 5 stars. She was really happy with her purchase. So I'm happy with it. I was a little sad at first, but I got over it. I mean, you can't get emotionally attached to these pieces. I'm in the business of making money, right? So I took the $200 and there we are. It's out of my closet and now I can take that 200 and just reinvest it into something else. Next up, we have this Miss Maximo black leather high-waisted straight leg pants. These right here, I had found a Salvation Army. I did a video with Chloe. That's a collab video that we did where we kind of compared East Coast and West Coast Salvation Armies. I knew these would sell. I didn't know how high they would sell at. So I think I listed them at 85. It was either 80 or $85. I received an offer for 65. My cost of goods was 6. I'm a big fan of picking up straight leg, high-waisted leather pants. I do really well with them. I think there's a great following for it. They kind of never go out of style, whether they're vintage or modern day. It's just a style of leather pants that most people are looking for. These bigger luxury brands mimic these styles all the time, and they're always on the runway. So I just think it's a classic piece. And I'm never afraid to spend even $10 to $15 on a good pair of high-waisted straight leg leather pants. So that was a nice sale. Another sale that I'd like to share with you guys is this Kate Spade hot pink fold-over crossbody leather handbag. This bag was in beautiful condition. I showed it to my sister thinking that maybe she'd want it because she has a bag that's very similar to it by Kate Spade. She didn't. I picked this up in Boston. I paid $12. I'm sorry. This item was listed at $12 at the thrift store. My average cost of goods was $8. Got an offer for $75. Took that. Very happy when I can sell Kate Spade or Coach or Michael Kors for $65 and over. I mean, that's a happy day in my book. And it's a really fun color. Again, the neon, right? Like these neon colors or the bright, bold colors seem to be what people are looking for. So I don't know, keep that in mind maybe when you're sourcing or selling things. Yeah, yeah, I took it. I know, it's one of those things. I really had to, like, talk it out and really say to myself, "Why aren't you gonna take a $200 sale? Just take it." All right, the best sale of the month. I had posted this on Instagram as well. I sold an Oscar de la Renta dress. It is the first time I've had any item go to authentication at Poshmark. We can talk about that process. And it sold for $501, which made me laugh because obviously they wanted to make sure they hit that $500 mark to get it authenticated. Interesting offer to get, but I took it. My cost of goods was $8. I received this dress in a Cozy Threads regen box when they first kind of launched those. I This was in there, and there was like one minor little flaw to it, which I just fixed up real quick. I listed it that same day that I got the box. I was so excited to list it because I just think it's a beautiful dress. It's perfect for this time of year, whether it be for Easter or weddings or whatever it is. I was so happy with it. I never thought I was going to sell it myself. I thought that eventually I'd be sending this into the RealReal. I was mistaken. I had it listed at 585, which was I thought a little high, but it retailed for over 1,000. So I figured, okay, we're gonna try it. We've never done this before, but we're gonna try it, and it ended up paying off. Um, Accepted the offer, obviously, packaged it up very nicely. I put it in a RealReal duster bag so that it was nice and protected. Shipped it off to Poshmark headquarters. It took about 3 days or so. So I'm on the East Coast. Took about 3 days to get to Poshmark headquarters. It was only at Poshmark headquarters for 3 days. And I got an email saying that it was good to go and it shipped off. And I don't know if it's gotten to the buyer yet. Let's check that right now in real time while I have you on here. Let's see, my sales. I want to say that she got it. It was delivered. When was it delivered? It was delivered yesterday, and I still don't have any feedback, so we shall see. Hopefully everything goes well. It always makes me a little nervous, because it is a higher priced item, and I've never sold a luxury brand at that high of a dollar amount and it go to Poshmark headquarters. I don't know, it was kind of a big deal in my reselling career to have like my first piece go out there. And it was a piece that I wasn't sure I'd be able to sell myself. And I actually did it. And it kind of gave me that confidence that I needed to like, all right, you can keep pushing this luxury thing forward. There's certain pieces that you could hold back on and sell yourself. So that was that one. That was probably the highlight of the entire month was this piece. Yeah. Have you guys ever dealt with Poshmark and their authentication? What do you think? Have you done it before? Was the process okay with you? So far, I'm okay with it. And maybe because it was such an easy thing to authenticate, and it's because it was a dress and not shoes or handbags. I don't know. Curious. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Anne is asking me if I would do another blind box. No, I would not. Not because I wasn't happy with what I got. I was actually, I was happy with what I received. There were probably out of the 20 pieces, 8 that I cannot sell myself. There's 3 that still need mending that I haven't done yet. So for that reason alone, I shouldn't do this because I know some of these items are going to sit because I don't feel like mending them. And then, the rest of them were good. I've sold a good portion of it. I've obviously made my money back. That box was 200, maybe. I honestly don't remember how much it was, 175 in that range. Obviously, selling the Oscar de la Renta alone, I made all my money back double, right? So I'm going to get 400 back just from this dress. So it was worth it for that. But if I didn't have this piece, I don't know if it would have been worth it. The other pieces that I have sold in that like $75 to $100 mark, which I still would have made my money back, but this right here is the sole reason that I am like in the green plus some. I don't like mystery boxes. I don't like that element of surprise. It does not fit my personality, and it's just not who I am. I don't like it. I like to pick my own pieces, and because I'm very particular. But I also understand people liking the mending process, and I also understand people wanting to get inventory that they can't typically find in their area. I can't say I would have ever found this in my area. Maybe. I mean, it's possible. But this was a spring 2020 collection piece. Like the chances of me finding that are pretty slim, unless I'm in New York City or something. But and that point could have been probably marked up. But I don't think I would personally do a box like that again. No, no. I know some people like mysteries. I do not. I've never done a thread up box, and I never will. So never ask me because I'm not doing it. I don't like not knowing if I'm going to make my money back. I think that's the biggest thing is I need to know that, like when I go sourcing, for example, there is one piece in my sourcing trip that's going to make my money back plus some. And that's the way that I source. Like that's the element of the hunt for me is finding that one piece. I'm gonna make all my money back and then double it as well. Like that's what I look for when I'm sourcing. I'm not someone that like buys something to only flip it for a couple of dollars. That's not my business model. But if that's your business model, that's great if it works for you. It just with the financial goals that I have in mind and the things that I need to hit for myself, that doesn't work for me. Anyway, moving on. I went on a tangent. This was a new to me brand, but I know I'd heard it or seen it somewhere. I think it's called Vita, and it's called the Trio Fiesta Multicolor Maxi Dress. Super, super cute dress. I found this at Salvation Army, paid $8 and got an offer for 50, so I took that. And I couldn't remember if I shared these in the last What Sold. I didn't see them or if I talked about them. But these Camper, Trisha, Coral platform loafers sold. I was actually really sad that these sold because I wanted to squish my feet in them, but they didn't fit me. They were a little tight. But I loved these. The color, the platform, everything about them I loved. They sold for $95. My cost of goods was $12. I found these in Boston. They were new without the tag. I'm a big fan of camper shoes. The funkier, the better. They have a following. I get a lot of international buyers that buy my camper shoes on eBay. It's actually originally sold on eBay. It didn't fit the woman correctly. She ended up returning them, relisted them, and they sold on Poshmark. And they sold for the exact same amount of money. So that was really nice. But I have really great luck when it comes to selling camper shoes. Let me just go here into the chat. I'm going to be a little bit better about like integrating chat and what sold. Because last time I just rambled for a really long time. I just got a third up rescue box with new tag rag and bone blazer, but I totally realized I got lucky and some boxes are total garbage. Yes. I think that you can get gold sometimes in these rescue boxes. But that might be the one time. And then 5 boxes later, you still haven't made your money back kind of thing. So it depends. Good luck with the new tag rag and bone blazer. I hope it does well for you because I have a blazer by Rag and Bone that's been sitting, not new at tag. I'd be curious to see how that does for you. Yes, camper shoes are wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, mystery boxes. I've heard and seen horror stories. I don't want that in my business. I was so nervous when I got these when the regen box came in because I just didn't know what to expect, and I have a really hard time with that. Really, really hard time with that. I am over 100 thread up boxes, just works for me. I'm not rich over them, but I make money. But that's your business model, Kathy. And it worked. And like you said, it works for you. And that's great. That's great. I feel like for me, it's too much work. There's too many pieces I end up donating. There's too many pieces I figure out what I'm going to do with. And I probably wouldn't be as excited about it. That's where I struggle with it. But that's my own personal mental struggles with it all. All right. Let's talk about eBay. I'm only sharing 3 eBay sales because eBay was a roller coaster in March. Absolute roller coaster. where, most people were struggling with Poshmark, I was struggling with eBay this month. It was like I'd make a sale and then a week would go by and then I'd make another sale and then like 4 days would go by and it was all over the place. It was doing really well in the beginning and then towards the end, it just like straight line down. And it was really sad because eBay was like, I felt like I was getting momentum with it, making almost daily sales on eBay. I was like, all right, perfect. Like, this is what I need. And anyway, this was a really fun sale. Very excited about this. Faraday was a new to me brand that I've come across quite a few times now, I think because I've seen the label and the name and now I can associate it better. This was the Teddy Coat in Glacier. Sold for a full asking price of $175. My cost of goods was $12. This was new at tags. I believe it retailed for $248, $258 in that range. Remember, ended with an 8. So that was nice. I don't know if I recommend picking up this brand or not. This is really my first experience selling it. I have 3 pieces. All 3 are new at tags. This is the only one that's sold so far. The other piece I have is a sweater. And the third piece I have is like a linen cotton blend jacket. So we'll see, but that was a good one. Then there's this brand, Duende. I don't know how to say this. But that brand that you see up here, I had bought these at Savers over a year ago. I think I looked them up and the comps were kind of all over the place, but they were kind of unique. They felt nice. It intrigued me. They're a vintage shoe. And I was like, all right, I'm going to dabble. I'm just going to dabble in this brand. And then I instantly regretted it because they sat for so long. Relisted them hundreds of times. Sent them into the RealReal and they got rejected. So I actually recently got them back. And I guess I never delisted them off of eBay like a fool. And they were still sitting there. And thank goodness they came back to me. I had put them in my closet because I had another box that I was starting for the RealReal and ThreadUp and whatnot. And not whatnot, the app. I'm just saying whatnot. And they ended up selling for $65. I got an offer on them and they're on their way to Great Britain. So that's great. Like I never thought I'd sell them. I never thought they would sell, never mind the $65. I paid $8. I'm glad that they're gone. I would never pick them up again. Lesson learned. Then we have these Zara burgundy patent leather derby studded Oxfords. I will almost always pick up Zara Oxford shoes, especially if they're a platform. I was a little iffy on this one because of the color, but they ended up selling for $50 on eBay. My cost of goods was $9. I do really well with Zara shoes. So I recommend looking at Zara shoes. I think Zara women and Zara, when it comes to their shoes, are definitely where I stay. That's the lane that I stay in. I definitely look for styles that are trending in other brands because Zara tends to mimic other styles that are out there that are doing well. So Oxfords are always something that people are looking for. They have a platform, kind of had everything going for them. Love to make a $50 sale on eBay. So that made me really happy. But that's really all I have to share on eBay. It was really Poshmark the last 2.5 weeks that took off for me, right? Like it was just, we're going to talk about it in the next slide. We're going to talk about the things that I've changed and why I think Poshmark kind of picked it up a notch for me. But before I do that, I just want to check in on the chat here. Trisha saying that eBay's been very slow for her lately. Same girl. I don't know what's going on, but it is just a lot slower for me right now. Kathy is saying that Faraday's men's clothes are terrific too. I should probably check the men's section more often. I'm actually making a conscious effort to go into the men's section when I'm in the thrift store. I'm not limiting myself to women's anymore, but when I'm in the men's section, I'm only really looking at like button downs, shoes, and coats or blazers. Like that's kind of my happy spot. It's where I like to stay. It's what I'm comfortable with right now. So yeah, that's good to know, Kathy. I'll keep that in mind. And then love an international sale. Me too. One of the main reasons why I love eBay is because of the international sales. And there are just certain brands and certain pieces that do better internationally than they do here in the US because either the individual that is looking for this piece isn't able to get it in their country, and the only way for them to acquire it is to buy it online, or it's just a really hot brand right now, and that's what people want. I'll thrift men's with you. We really should go on a men's thrifting trip, Kathy, and you need to show me the ropes when it comes to men's. All right, we're gonna move on to this is just a little map to show you guys. I come in a little closer, so sorry for my face is in the screen because I can't see everything that's on here. But my total sales for March were $5,549.85. That obviously didn't account for anything. That was just total sales across the board, all the money that came in. This included RealReal money. It does not include any of their money that I got from affiliate links or anything like that. I haven't entered all the information in yet. I'm a little behind on my accounting. So any podcast money, affiliate links, any extra income that I would have gotten is not incorporated in this yet. So regardless, just using my sales from selling clothing and shoes and accessories, this is my highest month yet in total sales. My total gross was $3,495, about average, I would say. And like I said, my net is not, I can't say what my net is because I didn't finish my accounting. All right, my total sales. So 79.9% of my sales were women's, and then 20.1% were men's. So a little more men's this month compared to last month. Like I said, dabbling a little bit more in men's. And then here you go, guys. Where do I make the majority of my sales? Poshmark. 84.6% is Poshmark. 15.4% this month was eBay. Last month, I had Instagram in here as well. Not this month. That was just a rare thing that happened. Majority of my sales are Poshmark. If you're wondering where these graphs are coming from, this is from my reseller Genie. This is what I'm currently using for my accounting and inventory system and just kind of all of that. If you guys are interested in signing up for it, I do have a link. You do get, I think, 15% off for your first month. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know in the chat and I'll get the link and I'll leave it in the chat for you guys. Or you can head over to my Instagram and the link is in there as well. Okay. Here is I wanted to show you guys right now. I know it's only April 2nd, but I want to show you, but while we go into now my strategies in Poshmark, that's the next slide, where I'm at right now. We're only 2 days into April, and my gross profit is $349. It's actually higher than that. This is from this morning. So let me just check right now while we're here together. It's just 2 clicks away. My current, okay. What does this one say? 349. We're at 398.86 for my gross profit, and my average selling price is 73.40 as of right now. So it dropped a little bit because I sold 3 pieces that were in the $40 range. So it dropped. But as of this morning, it was at the $92.71 mark for my average selling price. This varies daily, hourly, depending on when your sales are coming in. But this gives me confidence that my gross profit is in a good place for the second day. Because if you go back in February, I think my gross profit in February, the second or third day, or the first week, I should say, was $300. So we're heading in a good place, I think. I don't want to jinx it. Knock on wood, because I don't want to jinx it. All right, so what have I been doing? What are my Poshmark strategies that I've implemented in March? Because January and February were just so bad for me. So bad and so discouraging on so many different fronts. The biggest thing that I've changed, there's a lot of words on here, but I'll go through them. The biggest one that I changed is I am listing 10 to 15 items daily. It is a lot of work. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sustain it, to be honest with you. I'm relisting every day, which I use Posture VA to relist. That's what I use. I don't use Vendu and I don't do it manually. I just have Posture VA do it every day, click a button and off it goes. I've been doing that. But then on top of relisting, I'm also listing myself 10 to 15 new items. Since I started doing that is when I noticed the bump in sales. Now, is it coincidence because I'm just pushing out more items? Maybe. But I've talked to other sellers who also are on Poshmark who are doing something very similar, increasing the amount that they're used to listing, and they're noticing a difference as well. So, something to keep in mind. The only problem with this is I have to source enough for this. I have a full-time job. I'm a state worker. I work 8 to 4 every day. I don't have time to source every single day. Never mind get enough stuff to fulfill this. It's very difficult. It is extremely difficult, and I just don't know if it's going to be sustainable for me. But for right now, I went from 5 to 8 listings a day to 10 to 15 listings a day. So a little bump, I think, did make a difference for me. I'm also focusing on mid-tier and luxury items. I'm bypassing a lot of the mall brands, the more common brands, the things that I would still put in my closet to attract a buyer, things that were at a good price point, the $25 to $35 price point. I'm really staying away from that, and I'm really focusing on the $50 sale, $70 sale and up. It's been tough because you're really limiting what it is that you can purchase and what you can find. A lot of it's what you can find, right? And this now requires me to go to different places. It requires me to travel a little bit and try to find those items I'm looking for. It's causing my cost of goods to go up a little bit more. So there's a lot of factors to this. So it's something to definitely keep in mind that if you're someone like me and you work another job and you work 30 to 40 hours a week on top of doing reselling, and you're trying to adjust and accommodate for the different changes that are going on, and you're doing the same things that I am, it's stressful. I'm not going to lie. I didn't source today. And when I went upstairs, which is where I am now, where all of my inventory is, and I looked at my rack of the clothing and shoes that I have, I only have 27 pieces left for the week, and I'm not sourcing tomorrow. So I don't have enough. So I'm going to have to go sourcing one night this week or 2 nights this week to make sure that I have enough to keep it going. I don't know. To be continued on that, but that's kind of where I'm at. Unfortunately, I have been sharing and following per the Ambassador 2 program. I'm using, again, Posture VA. I'm not doing this myself. I am using a bot. I would never do this myself. It is a waste of time to do it yourself, in my humble opinion. If you can afford to have, you don't have to be Posture VA. I think Flip is a free service right now that shares and does all that as well. So whatever it is you want to use, I'm doing that as well. So I am following probably, I think when I go in the follow thing, between 300 to 400 new users and fresh closets, whatever that means, every day. And then I am sharing during parties, or I'm sharing at random times. I just go to whatever page I want to go to, click on something, and then share 250 items a day kind of thing. But I'm doing this every single day. I really do think that the Ambassador 2 requirements mean something in the grand scheme of the AI that they're using. I think that constant activity is what they're looking for, and I think that we need to be doing it in order for our items. I don't know if in order for our items to be seen, or maybe for us to stay in the good graces of Poshmark. I don't really know how it all fits yet. Again, this is all really new. These are all the different things that I'm putting in. I'm sending more aggressive offers once a week. So with Posture VA, I have an automatic 10% with discounted shipping that goes out after 5 minutes of someone liking an item. Once a week, typically on a Thursday night or a Friday, I'm sending out a 20% off offer with discounted shipping of some sort, not doing free shipping, and you'll see why. Do I put it in here? Yes, I do. The next one. The next point that I'm going to talk about, we'll talk about free shipping. But I send a more aggressive offer weekly. But I also make sure that in Posture VA, I'm accounting that I want to make a certain amount of money. So I'll send the aggressive offer, but if I'm going to not hit my bottom line, then that item's not going to get an offer on it at all. So that's something new that I'm doing. I wasn't doing that before. I wasn't sending more aggressive offers. What I've noticed over the last month is that a lot of buyers seem to be waiting for that more aggressive offer to come in. And maybe it's the culture that Poshmark has created. Maybe it's the culture that we've created as sellers, as okay, here's a little tease of a little offer that you're going to get. And then you just wait a little bit, you might get a better one. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think we've created the culture, but I also think that it's just the Poshmark culture altogether. Next, we have offering free shipping. That's totally worded incorrectly, but I offer free shipping for an entire day at the end of the month. And what I do is I use Posher VA again. I'm not doing any of this manually. I'm not using Poshmark's feature to like send messages. I don't do that. So I will whatever the last day of the month is at whatever time that I have the time to do it. I will click on the offers and I will send out free shipping offers and I will do 25 to 30% depending on where I am and how aggressive I need to be to hit my bottom line for the month. So there's a reason why I do the end of the month. I want to make sure I hit whatever my goal is financially, whatever I want my gross sales to be for that month. And this is like my last hurrah to try to get it. So that's what I do. I will send it out. Again, I always leave a bottom line in there because I never want to be losing money. And I generally know what my bottom line needs to be for all of my items. So we do that. Sometimes it's successful and sometimes it's not. This, to be honest with you, in March, the free shipping day was a total bust. What ended up happening was people missed the free shipping and then they were just sending me offers for the amount that I had offered them, but they had to pay shipping. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Next thing is I'm shipping every other day. I can't ship every day. That's just too much for me. But I can ship every other day. And that's kind of what I'm doing. And my logic behind this is Poshmark is seeing a constant activity of you shipping items out, selling items, shipping items, selling items. Like it's just a constant, like almost like a hamster wheel, really. And I'm making sure that I'm doing this. The only time that I don't like today, I didn't ship today. I only had 2 orders to ship out and they had just sold yesterday. And even though it's the weekend, Poshmark sometimes counts the weekend, sometimes doesn't count the weekend. I know eBay doesn't count the weekend. So I'm just going to ship everything out on Monday. I have a whole bunch of orders I have to ship out on Monday, but I really try to do like the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every other day, shipping those items out. Buying and selling on the platform. So what do I mean by this? I am buying items to resell, but also buying items for myself, and I am selling items. I think that transaction of buying things and sending offers and selling things puts you again in the good graces of Poshmark. In case you can't tell, the theme of all this is it's a lot of work. Whatever they have done on their end that they're continuing to do, they're continuing to implement, that they're trying to refine, is requiring a lot of work to make the same or a little bit more than what you were making before. And at the end of the day, you need to stay consistent. So all of this are things that I did for the most part in March. Like I would say probably the last 2.5 weeks of March, maybe 3 weeks. And now I'm going to continue doing it in April. And I'm going to test and I'm going to see what happens and see if everything stays the same. If I have another really great grossing month, and do another analysis when we do another what sold in 2 weeks and see, are things the same? Are things different? And did I change anything up because something wasn't working? Did I have to send as many offers? Was I getting more offers? What's kind of happening? It's all very interesting to me. Like it's become a game now. At first I was mad and I was frustrated, but now it's a game and I need to figure it out because that's how my brain works. And I'm really curious, after you've seen everything that I've talked about and you see this list in front of you, is there anything that you're doing that maybe you think I should incorporate, or is there things that you're struggling with or maybe you're doing similar things and you're not seeing the same results? Like, let's have a conversation about that because I think this is a great space to do that with each other. Before I move on to the RealReal sales, because that's like a totally different topic than this. But it's just been fascinating to me to try to figure out what it is I should be doing. And right now, my headspace is at this is requiring double, if not triple, the work that it did before. And is it worth it? Right now, it still is because my eBay is not where I need it to be. But I don't know if I can sustain this. So, does that mean I need to change my buying completely and get rid of mid tier and just focus on the higher end in order for me to make the money that I need to make? Because I kind of depend on reselling money now. It helps fund other things so I can use my full-time paycheck to other priorities in my life. There's a lot. There's a lot to think about. And I'm just curious what you guys are thinking about too. So let's just go back into the chat here. And Kathy says, yay for Posture VA. Yes, yay to Posture VA. It is a game changer. I mean, I have no problem spending the money on it, but it might be too much for someone. And, there's someone else in the chat right here, Ciro, saying that she uses the Flip Free bot for sharing. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you like it? Do you find it to be good? Did you use another service before that? Was it about the same? Any glitches with the Flip one? Like, let's share so that people don't or can't pay for a sharing service. There's this option of a free bot. So if you can share any of your insight, that'd be great. Trish, I've noticed that buying things on Posh seem to have kicked off some sales for me too. Yeah, I think there's something behind that. I think if you're performing all of the actions that Poshmark wants, so you're sharing, you're following, you're listing, you're selling, you're buying, I think they want that. I think that's the way the AI is set up. And unfortunately, that requires a lot of work. And there's not that I can't always find stuff that I want on Poshmark, yay, cool if I do, but if I'm using it as a sourcing strategy, it makes a little more sense. I think I'd have more buying power, but I don't always use it as a sourcing strategy. Cindy is saying, dude, if I could make 5K a month, but that's gross now. You have to remember that. That's gross. If I incorporate all my other affiliates and stuff that came in, my net is about 3,200, give or take. 31, 32 in that range. I wish I had the inventory room to up my amount of listings per day, but I'm already max capacity. This is the other thing. I'm not at max capacity and I only need 2 new bins. So I'm okay with where I'm at, but I'm approaching a point where I have to make a decision. Do I continue down this road, right? And then maybe increase my bins. I don't know if I want to do that. Or do I pull back and just focus on the relisting and going back to listing maybe 8 items, 7 items, and go from there? The biggest thing when it comes to this is, are you selling enough to list more? Because it should kind of be a reciprocal process. If you're selling 10 items, 15 items a week, you're kind of, or a day, right? Depending on what it is. Like I generally can sell on a good month, I'm probably selling 5 pieces a day. When things are good, 5 to 6 pieces a day. Today I sold 7 pieces. So me listing 10 to 15, I'm replenishing and adding some. Like that's kind of the way I look at it. So you have to evaluate your inventory and what's selling for you and what does your sell-through rate look like. Like all that stuff's really important for you to make the decision if it's okay for you to increase and pay more and spend more. That's kind of the other thing too. I don't buy, although I bought on free shipping to Flip. Yeah, I mean, I think it's tough to buy on Poshmark right now. And it's good to source on Poshmark right now because the algorithm is all sorts of messed up. But it's not necessarily easy to buy for yourself right now because the search functionality doesn't make sense. And things are coming up that shouldn't be coming up. So I don't shop by search on Poshmark. In a way I do. I'll type in a brand, but I filter. Like I filter everything. I filter the brand, I filter the category, I filter the size, I filter the color, I filter everything, and that helps me in that buying process. But But I don't always use Poshmark for buying. I've been leaning on a couple other platforms for buying. It really does require a lot of work. I had to draft a bunch of items in advance so I could consistently list the next few days. I'm always too tired to do it in days that I work. Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot to when you work a full-time job, and I know some of you on here do, and you're working all day long, but in the back of your head, you're constantly thinking about the things that you need to do for reselling. It's just it never leaves your brain. It's never gone. So you're always thinking about, okay, I go home. All right, I gotta drop off my sales. I gotta go home. I gotta make dinner. Then when I'm done making dinner and I'm done eating, I gotta go upstairs. I need to make sure that I photograph at least 15 to 20 items so I have enough for the next couple of days. Then I'm gonna lay in bed. I'm gonna make drafts while I'm in bed and try to fall asleep before midnight so I can wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. and start doing my listings and doing all the things that I need to do and then carry on with my full-time job. Like the reseller brain never shuts off. I'm really good about not checking my notifications or anything. I don't have notifications turned on, but like I don't go into the Poshmark app really that frequently during the day. I don't need to. Posture VA is working in the background. I don't have to do anything. I will check my email and see if I made a sale, but other than that, I try to really not go on the app during the day when I'm at work. But the brain never stops. Hey, Leslie. So Leslie says, I still share my own closet. Poshmark is not my main selling platform. I can afford the cost, just don't want to pay it. But it's also not your main platform, Leslie. So it totally makes sense that you don't have a sharing bot. I mean, I wouldn't either if it wasn't my main platform. It's just, it doesn't make sense for you. You're selling at other places, and it's an expense that you don't need to have right now. Pocket that money instead. That's why tonight I just can't. Yeah. Yep. So instead of taking pictures and listing, I'm cross listing. I've been doing and listening, worked all day. Yeah. See, you work on Saturday, Kathy. So Saturday and Sunday are like, they're my quote unquote days off, but they're not. They're my fully dedicated reselling time. I try to on Sunday only work in the morning until like 11, and then I'm done for the day because then from noon on is family time. And then maybe I'll dabble in a little bit of work Sunday night at like 7 or 8 o'clock. But I don't do anything on Sunday. I try really hard not to do anything. And even Saturday, I will spend all morning and like most of the afternoon doing reselling work. And then once like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hits, I try not to do anything. Unless I'm doing a live like tonight, it's 9:22 and we're still here. So thank you everyone for being here. But it's very difficult. That is for sure. Business is a lot of work. That it is. It is definitely a lot of work. All right, so let's move on from Poshmark. Let's talk about the RealReal. And what I'm going to show you is what I made last month, what's supposed to be deposited in my account in April 15th for the month of March is $262, which isn't a lot of money, but hey, money that I made doing no work. These are all items that I sourced that were $5 or less. The items that you see here on the screen are the items that were from my recent box that I sent. I told you guys I'd update you on the items that I sent in, and I wanted to share a few pieces and a new feature that they have on one of the listings that just went live. All right. So I didn't want to go through last month's sales. A lot of the pieces were things that were still sitting there that I didn't recall that I just kind of want to sell through. So I'm happy with the $262. That's going to go in my account, and I'm going to reinvest that $262. I'm actually going to use that $262 to source on the RealReal to acquire better inventory, hopefully new at tag inventory to put into my Poshmark closet. So this is going to be my newest strategy with the RealReal. If I make a ton of money one month because I find some gems, I'm going to take some and put it into my account to save. But if I'm making like these $200, $300, my methods now is going to be to take that money and reinvest it by purchasing better items and using the RealReal for that reason. So that's the plan with this $262 that's going to come in. I have enough money put aside from the last month. I have quite a bit pending right now on Poshmark and on eBay that are going to come in, and that's going to be used for all my bills and all things that I use for that. And the $262 is going to be my play money, and we're just going to reinvest all that. That's probably 262, anywhere, depending on the pricing, between 4 to 8 pieces probably. And I'm going to really try for Nuit tags. Okay, let's talk about some of the pieces that were sent in and what they've priced them at, what things are already discounted at 20% off, and what has not been discounted 20% off, and then a new feature that I just noticed on one of the items. So I sent a lot of handbags in. And the reason why I did that is because I was kind of inundated with handbags and I was holding on to a lot of them. And I decided, okay, I'm just going to send a bunch in, see what they take, and then whatever they don't take, I'll just send to ThredUp. They ended up taking almost all the bags. They didn't take 2, and those are already off to ThredUp. The first one is this Leah. I can never say this brand. Something Randall. I can never say the first one. I'm so sorry. But this crossbody I found in Boston. I paid $12 for it. They have it listed at $155, and it's already discounted at 20% off. So interesting. It went live 2 days ago, and the 20% off is already there. Something to keep in mind with that. I'm going to monitor this because I did pay $12 for it, but I'm going to monitor and I'm going to see what kind of happens over the next few weeks. If it sells, if it doesn't sell. I have to say, I like the way they photograph bags. I think that's really nice the way they do it with the strap that goes over the bag like that. Really cute. Might start implementing that when I list my own bags, but I like that. Next up, we have this Hayden Harnett leather shoulder bag. Again, found this in Boston sometime last year. And I paid $8 for this bag. Sold on eBay twice, got returned twice. Finally decided I'm just going to send it in. And they had listed at $165. I was very surprised with this price point. Again, discounted already at 20% off. Then we have this Michael Kors leather crossbody. I paid $3 for this bag. It's been sitting for almost a year now. They have it listed at $95 with the 20% off discount. I really don't care what this one sells at. I just want it to move. I'm going to make more than $3. So I just need this to go. And interestingly enough, they take Michael by Michael Kors. So that was nice. Then we had this Marc Jacobs Half Moon nylon crossbody. This one had a little bit of, not damage, but a little bit of wear on a couple of the sides where like the handle rubbed up against the nylon. They still took it. They listed it at $115, and there's no discount on it. And this has been listed for a week. So I thought that was interesting that there is no 20% off discount on Marc Jacobs. And this isn't like Marc Jacobs, like the line. This is marked by Marc Jacobs, but they label it as Marc Jacobs. So very interesting on that one. Then we have this Giorgio Armani blazer. I have said it many, many times before, but Armani blazers, Dior blazers, they will be priced high and they will sell. This is a men's blazer priced at $175, which is way higher than I thought it was going to be priced at. This is the second time I've sent this in. The first time, I think they priced it at $50, and I took it back. Second time, $175. 20% is already on there. We'll see what happens with that. Before I go to the next slide, let me just come back into the chat here. Leslie is saying that I take 2 days off during the week. Then I work half days on Saturday, Sunday. I have cut back my hours dramatically. Yeah, I mean, when you're constantly on the go, you need to. You have to cut back. It's just too much. Oh, yay. I'm so glad that you like the presentations and the graphics. I just think it's more entertaining this way. You can still see my face, but then there's things for you to look at, and it's almost like me teaching a class, I guess. So like the teacher in me gets really excited, but I just think this is a different way of doing what solds, and it's nice to interact with everyone while I'm doing it instead of just a recorded video. And then when people come back and watch this after we're not live anymore, they're still getting the same experience, which is really nice as well. I could easily do this recorded and then just release it, but it's just more fun to have the chat going as well. I like the RealReal, just wish they paid more often. Well, there's a reason why they don't do that. And it's because everyone gets 14 days to return items, and they'll pull your balance real quick. Because if they didn't do that, if they didn't hold your balance for a month, you would be owing the RealReal money, because that's just the way their return policy works, and you don't want that. Hi, Shannon. How are you? Thank you for joining. Oh, hello, Miss Jane Doe. How are you? Nice for you to join us. Leslie's saying, I have been sending a lot of shoes to the RealReal. I need to go through my handbags. You're welcome, Leslie. Yeah, handbags and shoes. Go through them, send them in. Okay, this looks a little confusing, but bear with me. The first two pieces were in my box. I was very, very happy. We talked about the Max Mara bag last time that we were here. So I sent in these Todd calf hair loafers. They priced them at $245. Shocked at that price because these are a size 5.5. And typically 5.5s get priced lower because they don't sell as quickly. $245 and no discount. I'm really curious to see if these move and what happens with them. I picked these up in Boston. I paid 10. So gonna monitor that. I know the Todds will sell for good money, but I just have to monitor what they end up, how they mark them down. Then the Max Mara handbag, they listed at $310. I am so happy with that. Yes, it has a 20% off already on it. So they do mark some luxury items at the 20% off. It just depends. And this one already has 20% off, but it's listed at $310. So let's see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm really excited to see what transpires with that piece. And then this S Max Mara Virgin Wool Knee Length Dress. This was in my most recent Boston haul that I had. They listed the dress at $150 and it already has 20% discount on it. But what I thought was interesting, and I've never seen this before, is at the bottom it says see similar prices. So on the right-hand side here on the screen, you'll see my piece at the top, and then 3 dresses that are very similar in similar condition and how they've priced them at, which I like this because this gives you an idea of how they're pricing and what their, I guess, parameters are on the price point that they've given your piece. It gives you a better understanding of how they use their market research to price your item. So I think this is a great feature to use whether you want to send things in, you want to evaluate the piece that you sent in, or you want a better understanding of how you should price items yourself. I think this is great that they have this see similar pricing features. Have you guys ever noticed this before? I thought it was a wonderful addition that I had never noticed, but very happy with the price they gave this dress as well. S by Max Mara is a diffusion line kind of. It's like a tier. Max Mara has tiers. This is one of the tiers. It's on the lower end. So to get priced at $150, I was very happy with that. But that is the end of the presentation. And now you get to see my full face. But I'm going to go through the chat here. And Trisha's saying, I have a similar Michael Kors handbag that the RealReal just listed. I'm hoping it sells because I was sick of looking at it. Yeah, me too. Real sick of it. I had other Michael Kors bags that I sent in. I just didn't show them because they're all kind of priced about the same. And I just didn't want to show every single piece. It's 36 pieces, so it's a lot. But they all priced them between like the 75 to 115 mark. So we'll see what happens with that. Cindy, I'm so excited about some items sent to the RealReal Gucci slide, switching to your earrings. Yeah, like you found great stuff to send in. So that's awesome. I can't wait to see what they price your stuff at, Cindy. I currently have someone building a $670 bundle on Posh. Cross your fingers, including Louis Vuitton bag. Okay. Oh, I didn't tell you guys my theory. So I think there's something to my logic when it comes to Poshmark and eBay. I really truly think that if you are selling the mid-tier or more luxury space of items, I think you're getting a boost. And I think they're pushing the item forward a little bit more. I also think that we all get pushed forward and back at varying times. And the reason why I say that is I was going 2 or 3 days with either no sales or 1 or 2 sales. And then I would get 1 or 2 days where it was like constant back to back to back to back offers and sales. And then it would stop. And then it would be the same thing. Maybe a sale, maybe no sales, and then back-to-back sales for 2 days in a row. It was like the wildest thing to experience. But I definitely noticed that. But I also noticed that when I started listing my luxury items that I'm becoming more confident with selling myself, they're getting a lot of attention, but like attention with offers. Like they're almost being pushed specifically to buyers they know that have like a trending history of looking for certain pieces. It's like they're being pushed to them to get them like, hey, look at all this. You look for this last time. This is the piece that you wanted last time, or this is really similar to what you were looking for. I feel like that's what's happening. I feel like it's a very like Instagram targeted ad kind of thing. Like they're targeting all of the people that always search this piece and they're pushing your item forward to try to get it to sell. And you click on one thing on Google and all of a sudden it pops up all over social media as an ad. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting. Like that's what I think they're doing. But I don't know. Again, I don't work for Poshmark, so what do I know? My upcycles items have been selling really well. My last 25 sales on eBay were handmade, upcycle, and tie-dye. That's awesome, Leslie. You've tapped into something, that's for sure. All right, guys, this is at 1 hour and 5 minutes. So I know it's getting late and it's Saturday night, and you guys probably have better things to do than sit here and talk to me. But yeah, if you guys have any final thoughts or anything, feel free to leave them in the chat. This was fun. I hope you guys had fun tonight with me and learned something new, and I don't know, maybe learned, I don't know, something, anything at this point. And I hopefully you guys like this process that I'm doing. This is the second time you're doing this, kind of doing the presentation and showing you guys the sales and the graphs and all that fun stuff. I enjoy doing it. So hopefully you guys like it too. Yeah. Anything's possible at this point. I don't think any of us really know. It's all theory. It's all theory. Excuse me. You're right about turning on and off. It's strange. Feast or famine, 100%. 100%. I'm old. I have nothing better to do on Saturday night. Plus, I love you. I love you too, Leslie. All right. Well, good. I'm glad you guys like this. I'm glad that it's fun. I'm glad that it's educational. I'm glad that you guys are having a good time with it. I'm glad you guys were able to catch me live on a Saturday night. That was nice. Cindy, take the offer. You take that $600 and you run as fast as you can. I just hope the payment goes through. So I can't stop the live until you tell me the payment goes through. So you better hurry up and take the offer and let us know if the payment went through. Oh, let me tell you, when you talk for an hour straight, you need to drink some water and take breaks to do that. I feel like I'm choking. Let's see. Do I have any offers or anything? Nope. Nope. I got nothing. I got nothing. Well, everyone's excited for you, Cindy. So I hope you took. Oh, good. You took it and it went through. All right. Cindy made a $600 sale. That's a great bundle. It's a great way to end the live. All right, guys. I'll be back. I might do a haul video. I bought the harness thing to do like a thrift with me. I haven't done that yet. But I might do a thrift with me, or I might just do a haul. We'll see. We'll see what the weeks hold, but I'll definitely be back in 2 weeks and we'll do another what sold. We'll see what's happening in the beginning of April and we'll go from there. All right. Talk to you guys next time. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining me.